Back to another Dokkovan stream, this time on Retrains of Cray Elemental generic units, and ignoring the Mushiking Collab, because I am not going over that shit. So let's begin. But just to be generous enough, I'll just show you the Mushiking Collab cards, which I just don't really care. 2, it's already really confusing because it has its own unique mass mechanics into it that is on top of Vanguard itself. It's like playing 2 games all at once, and it makes no sense to me that I'm just very confused. I'm just not going to go over it. But just know it has set orders and there's different weird stats on it. So we start off with Rain Elemental Pichun, Grade 2, Dying Power, and the Skillless. Auto, Generation Break 1. When placed on rearguard during your turn, until the end of the turn, all your opponent's rearguards in the same column as this unit lose all their abilities and cannot gain any more. Basically, this is a straight up negate for one of your opponent's units, and it makes sense in premiums cases and sometimes in other formats because resist exists, or at least skills close to resist also exist, like non-targeting, all that stuff. So just a tech card you can try to run. Next, Light Elemental Peaker, Grade 1, 7k power, and the Skillless. Count rearguard. This card cannot be chosen by your opponent's card abilities. Sure, but the second skill is where it kinda matters, where Auto Rearguard Generation Break 1. When your 11k base power or less Vanguard is being attacked, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 2k power until the end turn. Basically, the purpose of this is basically turn most of your 11k base Vanguards into 13k base, and considering that they are reprinting the original Strider units that are all 11k base, this kind of makes sense to make them into 13k base value on your opponent. That's if you're actually going to be using these, especially with the new updated attack hit stride units, but it is up to the individual if they want to play the original card with the new version of the attack hit stride units. Finally, Light Elemental Haloni, Grade 1, 6k power, and the Skillless. Count rearguard. All rearguards cannot attack the Vanguard during the 5th or more battle of the turn unless they pay 1 counterblast. This is pretty nice because there's a lot of multi-attack decks in Premium, and obviously in Premium a lot of decks go over 5 attacks. So this can get annoying, but it can also work on your turn as well. But luckily the second skill kind of fixes that, where at rearguard cost, remove this card from the game, and until the end of your opponent's turn, you get this skill. All your opponent's rearguards cannot attack the Vanguard in the 5th or more battle of the turn unless they pay 1 counterblast. So the first skill basically keeps it where both players cannot do 5 attacks or more, but the second skill basically restricts your opponent from doing it for 1 turn. I say this is one of those good tech-in cards that you could try playing, but like usual, it's up to the player. So that's it for these new reveals of the Cray Elemental units. Don't care about Mushiking Collab. You could be interested if you want, but I just don't care about it. For the Cray Elemental units, I say they are just nice retrain of generic units that you can tech in on any deck that you wish. Well, it depends on certain cards, but overall, they're just nice tech cards. But other than that, that's it for this, and see you all next time.